Okay, everyone. Today we're going to review how to create areas and how to correspondingly add area index pages. This course or this tutorial is called Creating Neighborhood Guides. So we can sum up neighborhood guides as a group of areas relating to a target um, location that you want to feature on your website. Now, the reasons why you want to do this is not only to provide value, but also to get some organic or free search engine optimization points from um, the internet. So one of the easiest ways to get SEO to your branded website is to add areas that are specific to your location. In this case, the greater capital region of upstate New York. So today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you how to create areas and then index them onto a page called an area index page. And then I'll show you an example of a pre-existing one as well, and we'll compare and contrast and also come up with other ideas on how to expand on this. But first, what we're going to be doing is we have to access the new website dashboard. So how we get there are we're going to go to technology on top, and we're going to scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4 till we hit KW websites. Once I click on that, that will bring me to the introduction page to the new website. Then I have to scroll down and click on go to my website. Now on my new website dashboard, and now what I can do is I can now edit the view details page, which is basically the administrative portal to editing your website. So like I mentioned before, we're going to be talking about areas and also pages to list the areas. So first what we need to do is create the areas that we are looking to then index. Okay. So if I go ahead and click on areas, you see already that I have two. One is downtown Albany and one is Pine Hills. So we'll show an example of how those two areas are listed or indexed on my website currently. But first, we're going to create one area on our own and then show how to then index that on a page, thus creating a neighborhood guide. So first, what we do is we're going to create an area by clicking on the plus symbol, and that will then give us the content to add for that area. So let's think of a town or city near Albany. So let's take the case of Latham. So we're going to type in Latham, and we're going to define the area. So the type of the area is going to be locality, right? And that gives us a bunch of options to choose or corresponds the page title to the town or city name. So since we chose Latham, we want to go ahead and scroll down here and choose Latham to match it up. That will then bring over the listings on your multiple listing service to showcase on your area. Next, you see, should this area be featured? Now, you always want to check the box, and that will allow your area to be indexable onto a page, meaning that's required if we're going to be adding that area to the page to list the area, right? So for the public to see it, we need to check that box. Below this, we see a slideshow option. So just like your website, so if I go to my website, for example, slideshow is this large photo that keeps rotating every couple of seconds. So just like that, we can add our own personal slideshow to this specific area, in this case, Latham. So to do that, all I have to do is click on Upload File and then find the files associated with Latham that I want to post. And these files or images should be large enough to showcase symbols of this style right here. Okay, so you can choose up to 5 photos to rotate. Now, how it's going to be seen is, let's go and take an example of an existing area that I created. In this case, downtown Albany. So downtown Albany, this example, is an area that I created already. So notice the large picture right here that's stretched out, that is your slideshow images. All right, so be aware it's a very large and stretched out picture. You want to add high resolution photos. Now these photos should not be copyrighted, so they should be organic, meaning that you either took them or you have permission to use them. So just be aware of that. So below that you see page content, and it gives you a headline and a body copy. So this is just text that you want to write about, and notice that you have other headline and body copies too, positioned. There's 3 total in here. So this is the third one, second one, and the first one. Now notice in between them, there are photos that you can add. This is a framework that Placer developed in order to help us create a diverse page that has more than one contact type or content type, meaning pictures, images, and also text. That way your eye is entertained and the visitor is not going to get bored by reading all text. So you want to be able to use this opportunity to kind of engage the audience and give them pictures and content, and also diversify the content too. So if I'm in my body copy right here and I'm talking about, let's say the headline is proximity to Latham. So we're talking about the proximity, or actually let's do history of Latham. History of Latham. So in the body copy here will be all about the history, right? So either talking from when it was established, or just talking about the current last decade or two of Latham, right? And we can mention landmarks, historic areas, the demographics of real estate, meaning how many single family, how many residential, how many commercial, and the opportunities of that. So if I'm typing here, I can just type regularly. And also, if you notice on top of the toolbar, you can bold, italicize, and underline. I also can have a bulleted list. So list 1, list 2, and such. I also have the opportunity to order the lists too. So there's different ways to structure words or words in general on your body copy. So you want to make it engaging, and also you want to diversify it. So your visitors' eyes will continually move differently and register these different words in different orders so that they won't bounce out of your website quickly. So also next to these bulleted lists, you'll see linking. So that's hyperlink. So if you want to take visitors to a reference source, let's say to an external website. In this case, let's take them to Latham's website. So in this case, it's townofcolony.gov. And how do I hyperlink is I can scroll down here and type in townofcolony.gov. .gov. Then I can highlight that text, hit the link button, and then click on Insert Link. And then I can type in the link here. The townofcolony.gov. I can also mask this destination to a text. So I can say, click here. And you always want to check this box here. Hit Insert, and notice now it says click here, and it's hyperlinked, meaning that if visitors click this, they will go to the Town of Colony's website. Other things you can add to your body copy is images too, and embed videos. So videos are a great way to show the visitors that specific location in more than just a graphic, right? So not just a still shot, but an active shot of the community, in this case Latham. And there's no limitations to how many images or videos or really content, meaning words you can add to these body copies. Now we get down to the full width image. So let's show you what the full width image is in regards to an area. So going back to downtown Albany, I have my slideshow, and then I have my header, and then my body copy. Then below that is a full length image or full width image. Okay? And that is this right here. So it's a pretty large photo, so again, you want to make sure the resolution is pretty well in order to show not blurry or not pixelated. Now again, below that you have the other subheader. In this case, it looks very similar to this. So notice how the content or words get broken down or in between pictures, right? That way it's easier to read and that the viewer kind of gets a visual here and there to keep themselves on the website, it doesn't strain out their eyes. So again, Playster is a great host website because they give us options to add pictures and content without us doing it on our own. So it gives us a framework just to add in those files, those images, those videos, and also the words too. Okay, and below that, you have a half width image and a half width image, one to the left and one to the right. And that looks just like this. So the left and the right. Finally, you have the third and last subhead and body copy. In this case, it looks like this. So you can easily kind of section off topics for each header and then corresponding body copy. That way it looks presentable, professional, but yet is easy to read for the consumer's point of view. Now below that, under options, you see excerpt and feature image. Now these are going to be how the areas look once they're added to the index page. So before we talk about index pages, let's just reverse and go back to the home page of my example website and click on City of Albany. Now, City of Albany is an area index page. So let me click on that. That again shows me downtown Albany, which I just clicked on. So this is the feature image, and this is the excerpt. The excerpt is a very short description of what the area in this case is all about. So you see here it's kind of cut off. So if you leave the excerpt blank, it will just pull the first few characters or words from the first body copy. However, you can override that and start typing away whether it be a summary of the content or just whatever else you'd like to add to this. So again, when they go to the area index page, which we'll talk about in a little bit, they have the list of those associated areas underneath the area index. So remember, in this case, we're talking about the City of Albany as the published example, and then you have downtown Albany and Pine Hill. So these are two individual areas that I added to the area index page. And again, this is the excerpt, and this is the featured image. So you want the featured image to be relatable to that area. Most likely, you want to add a skyline or a picture that will make them visualize that specific area. So for downtown Albany, I put the skyline. That's really the symbolic part of Albany is the skyline, Empire State Plaza. And for Pine Hills, I put the Pine Hills Elementary School, which is notable in that community since it's very small and not as developed as downtown Albany. Now below options, you see SEO. So again, I mentioned how SEO stands for search engine optimization, and that is how really the internet finds you. So you want to make sure that you have an optimized meta title and meta description. So meta titles and meta descriptions are just ways to index your page. In this case, is an area that Google can match the consumer when they're typing in keywords to potentially your page, which in this case is the area of Latham. So meta titles are very, very short, so it's a title. So you want to summarize again the specific page you're on. So in this case, it's the area. So you want to put a meta title that's relatable to Latham. And then description, you want to add a short description, about 155 characters or less, of what the page is about. So more enhanced of the title. So let's, for an example, show you how those will be viewed on a public's point of view. So if I go to google.com, which is the main service or search engine out there, and type in downtown Albany, New York, and then hit enter. So a lot of searches came up, and so you're seeing the blue underlined title, and then you see these gray and bolded gray description. So this is the meta title, and this is the description. So notice how it's usually short on the meta titles, and the meta descriptions are longer. So you want to relate it to, again, the page that you're talking about. So again, this is about Latham in this example. So you'll be seeing the SEO box in every page you create, every area you add, and also later on we talk about adding testimonials and adding agents to feature on your website too. So just keep that in mind. You definitely want to fill this out and take the time to fill it out. All right, so after I'm done with that, I can then hit save, and that's going to save my area, and that will bring you back to the area page. And now I have Latham, a third area in my area list. So after you start to add your areas, you need to list them on a page. So the only way to add them to a page is going to add them to an area index template page. So how we do that is we're going to add a page. So we're going to go into pages, and then again hit the plus symbol right there, and then choose the area index page. As soon as I add the area index page, you'll see that you can add your areas here. So only the ones that are featured will show here. So that's why you want to check that box on the area, on every area you add. So if I want to create an area index page showcasing Albany County, what I can do is title it Albany County, and then check the cities or towns that I'm featuring in that Albany County area index page. In this case, just Latham for now. Remember, though, I showed you an example of downtown Albany and Pine Hills. Those were actually, I added them to separate area index page. So let's go back to my example. So my example area index page is City of Albany, where I showcase neighborhoods. So neighborhoods within the City of Albany limits. Now, in my new example, I'm talking about I want to do a greater perspective and show Albany County. So notice your areas can be added to more than one area index page. So it just shows Latham for now, and then I can add page content. Now the page content will appear right before the list of your areas. So that's an example of the body copy of the index page. And again, there's no limitation to how much content you can add to that. Notice it's the same exact text box, so I can add hyperlinks, images, and videos, and then format my text as well. Just like the areas, you want to always check it to add it to your menu. Now your menu is at navigation bar, highlighted right here, and allows your consumers to click on it and find it. So you definitely want to check that box. Below that, you have the SEO box. Again, you want to fill that out and take the time to fill it out as well. Then click Save. You'll get prompted to go to the Edit menu. That is just a configuration of your navigation bar. So now I can move my page or my area index page I just created, Albany County, wherever I want now. So I can have it showcase before Johnny's Homes and the City of Albany, but after contact and blog, or I can make it my first menu option. So that when I save it and then go back to my example and refresh the page, what comes first? Albany County. So you have complete control over your navigation bar's order of appearance, which is pretty cool. And that's simply how you create a area and then index it under an area index page. So the end result, in this case, City of Albany, I have 2 or more areas in my area index page. So it's a great way to kind of have a nice neighborhood guide. So showcasing the popular areas within the upstate region in the capital district, so that when consumers go to your site for seeing listings or getting tips of how to stage my house or things to do before I start looking to buy, they also have a reference for all the nearby towns and cities that they should know about. Again, it's very useful to use these, very useful and very great, a great value to bring to your website in order to, again, bring in traffic and to keep your visitors engaged and entertained with nearby locations. So that does it for this module. So just to summarize what we did today is we created areas, then we listed the areas that we wanted underneath an area index page. Now, like I said before, you can add as many areas as you like, but you have to index them on the area index page for them to show up on your website. So you can create as many area index pages as you like. Just make sure you have them add to my menu. That way that can be visible for consumers to click on. All right, thanks for watching.